Hello, good evening, wonderful people. Welcome to Recap here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I'm wishing you all a happy weekend filled with love and happiness. Yes, I am your host for the show. My name is Faithfulness Moke. I'm not alone in the studio. I have here with me our in-house analyst on today's program in the person of Dr. Peter Anosike. Dr. Greedy listeners.
Good evening, listeners.
Yes, like we all know, we are taking it down here to 6 p.m. So by 5, I'll be opening the studio line so you all can join in the conversation and share your thoughts with us right here. Yes, we're streaming live on YouTube at VOP 90.3 FM. You all know how we do it on Recap. We take a look at some of the stories that made headlines during the week. It's a way of keeping you updated with the news. I read out the news headlines of today. The first story we're going to be looking at says leadership is about accountability, not hauling insults. Obi told the presidency. The second story we're looking at says Tinubu State Police Bill is not a solution to insecurity, and ADC is making this statement. The third story says, I warned Nigerians in 2014 about Buhari. Things are now worse under Tinubu. Former CAN President Orise Jafo says this. The fourth story we're going to be looking at this evening says, I don't see the hunger Nigerians are complaining about. And Bayo Onanuga made this statement. The final story we're going to be looking at this evening says federal government is doing everything to stop me from contesting in 2027, and Peter Obi made this statement. Don't forget, by 5 I'll be opening the studio line so you all can join in the conversation and share your thoughts with us. But for now, let your messages start coming in. Don't forget, first come, first served. Down to the details of the story. The first story we're going to be analyzing this evening says leadership is about accountability, not hauling insults. Obi to the presidency. The Peter Obi Media Reach POMR has faulted the presidency's response to the call for President Bola Tinubu to resign, saying leadership is defined by accountability rather than attacks on critics. On Monday, Obi, the Nigerian Democratic Congress presidential candidate, asked Tinubu to step down from office over the monumental failure in governance. The former governor of Anambra State said he was evoked to reflect on governance accountability after listening to Keir Starmer's resignation speech, in which the British Prime Minister announced plans to step down amid public dissatisfaction over economic challenges and unmet campaign promises. But reacting in a statement, Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, described Obi's position as misplaced and based on a flawed comparison between the political systems of the United Kingdom and Nigeria. Now, Onanuga said recent election victories recorded by the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti and some senatorial districts reflected continued public support for Tinubu and his administration. Doctor, your thoughts on this story?
Well, when people lack ideas, logic, they will resort to name calling and to violence. And this is exactly what Bayo Ononoga and the other APC people are doing. There's no way you can defend Tinubu's administration. It has failed. It has failed. It has failed. It has failed. In 2014, every sincere Nigerian know that our life was better in 2014 than what you see today in 2026. Understand? Nobody can deny that. So in 2014, Bola made, that should be in month of November 2014, Tinubu called on President Jonathan to resign. Understand? Because of insecurity in the country. Tinubu called on Jonathan to resign. And then in that 2014, Nigeria was the #1 economy in Africa. But today we are number 4 to 5. Understand? But in 2014, Nigeria was the #1 economy in Africa. We had over $500 billion economy in 2014, 2015. Understand? 2014, 2015, even CNN said Nigeria and the 2 other countries were the fastest growing economies in the world. 2014. And at that point, Tinubu called on Jonathan to resign because of insecurity. But today, both our economy now has gone down by more than 50%. Up today, as I'm sitting here, we don't have up to $250 billion economy. Today, we don't have up to 250 billion economy, done the economy, but under Jonathan, it was 500 billion. Understand? But this APC government has watered our economy down deliberately. Understand? On purpose. And that's why they are now throwing bread at people like dogs. Understand me? That's why they are now throwing bread to people from their moving vehicles, and Nigerians are now running after bread that was thrown out of a window of a moving car. So they had intentionally, deliberately watered down our economy to the extent that people will now be rejoicing for sending their vote. Understand me? The Prime Minister of Great Britain resigned because the economy of UK was going down. Understand? The economy of UK was going down. As an honest person, as somebody with conviction, he said, I will not stay here and watch my people suffering. Let me step aside. So Peter Obi now have to repeat what Tinubu said in 2014. Understand? Peter Obi said that with the state of insecurity in Nigeria, with the state of our economy, Tinubu has no moral stand to continue in office. That Tinubu should emulate the Prime Minister of UK by stepping down. Understand? Which is the same thing that Tinubu himself said to Jonathan in 2014. When Tinubu said that it was okay, then now that Peter Obi said it is no more okay because Nigeria is their own. Understand? Because Nigeria was created and given to them. So what Peter Obi, and when Peter Obi was saying that, we know that if it's possible, Tinubu is ready to become a Paul Biya of Nigeria. If Tinubu can have his way, he is ready to become. Paul Biya has been president of Cameroon for more than 42 years. Understand? If Tinubu will have his way, he want to do the same thing in Nigeria. So Peter Obi know that this man will not resign. But as a member of the opposition, your responsibility is to put government on their toes, to keep on reminding government of what they are not doing well.
And knowing fully well that the president is not going to resign, then why is he still pushing on with all the criticisms?
No, if you are in the opposition, it is your responsibility to be making the government angry. But understand me? It is your responsibility to be making the government in power angry. It is your responsibility to be making them look bad. And the more bad they look, the better for you, who is in the opposition. That's why when some people who doesn't understand politics is saying that P2B did not want to give Tinubu his strategies. If you are in the opposition, you don't help the government in power. Understand me? If you are in the opposition, you don't help the government in power. Because if you have now, maybe Atiku has a strategy to combat insecurity. Understand? And he now called Tinubu, come, let me tell you how to win this war against insecurity. And Tinubu now take it and use it. What again is Atiku going to do in the office? Because what you want to do, the person in power is already doing it. So in politics, if you are in the opposition, you don't help the government in power with your ideas. Understand me? It is your responsibility to keep on criticizing them. And the more bad they look, the better for you in the opposition. Understand me? The more angry the masses are, the better for you who is in the opposition. So it is your responsibility to be looking checking government activities every day by day and be bringing out their faults, so that the people will be knowing on a daily basis that these people have no responsibility being in office. So what P2B said is the right thing to say, being in the opposition.
All right. Zachary said the presidency engaged in shadow chasing by focusing on the weekend's charade election and the debate over the country's system of government rather than addressing questions of leadership and accountability. Doctor, what do you think on this shadow chasing?
One, there's a very big difference between national election and local elections. Understand me?
Yeah.
There's a very big difference between voting for the president and voting for the governor.
Yeah.
The people of a state has the right, understand me, to choose the governor of their state. Understand? So just like in all the elections that we have had, that's in the southeast. We vote differently in the state election and in the federal election. We vote differently in the two elections. So, and again, what happened in Ekiti is a mockery of an election. What happened in Ekiti is a mockery. It was a sham, because one, the oppositions were not allowed to contest. And they were not allowed that to campaign. They were not allowed that to put their billboards. They were not allowed to put their posters. Understand me? So we cannot use a state election to talk about Tinubu's reforms. Understand me? Ekiti people have chosen who they want, unquote, to, because we know that election was not free, it was not fair, it was not credible. Understand? It was, when you the election was even rigged there before that day. Understand me? The election was even manipulated before that day. There was a top member of APC that we saw on video with a Ghana must go filled with money and sharing to the people. But if it's a member of another political party, they will have arrested him. Understand me? We saw in a video where people were chasing the EFCC and people that come there to check a vote buying. They were chasing those EFCC away so that money could be shared. So we cannot use what happened in Ekiti to test the Tinubu's acceptance or popularity.
All right.
Okay. I'll ask you a question.
Okay, Doctor. Can this accountability that Peter Obi mentioned really force real data from the present government?
One, this government cannot change. It was a government that was founded, a party that was founded on propaganda. So,
yeah.
And they have gone on the wrong way so bad that it will be difficult for them that to turn and begin to do the right thing. So it's just Nigerians that can say we don't want a continuation of this government. And it is just Nigerians that would say we don't want a continuation of this government.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Recap here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and we are taking a look at stories that made headline during the week. Yes, it's a way of keeping you updated with the news. We just finished discussing the first story this evening that says leadership is about accountability, not hauling insults. Obi told the presidency. Moving down to the second story, don't forget, by 5 o'clock, I'm going to be opening the studio line so you all can join in the conversation and share your thoughts with us right here in the studio. The second story we're going to be looking at says Tinubu State Police Bill will not solve insecurity. It is not a solution to insecurity. ADC made this statement. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has criticized the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for its push for state police, describing it as a rushed and politically driven response to Nigeria's worsening insecurity. Now, in a statement on Friday signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, the party said state police is a necessary component of Nigeria's long-term constitutional reform, but warned against presenting it as an immediate solution to the escalating crisis of banditry, kidnapping, and terrorism confronting the country. The ADC argued that while it supports the creation of state police, the reform cannot succeed without the institutional preparedness and safeguards necessary to make it effective. The party also warned against treating legislation as a silver bullet, insisting that comprehensive police reform, independent oversight, judicial autonomy, correctional services, intelligence coordination, and other supporting institutions must be strengthened alongside any decentralized policing framework to prevent abuse and ensure lasting security. Doctor, your thoughts on this story? Because I know that you supported this state police that bill that is about to be carried out. You supported it right from the start. So do you think the ADC saying that it's is not going to be the solution to insecurity the right one or not?
Well, I am an advocate of state police, understand?
Yeah.
One, we are running on paper. This is a federal government. And in every federal government, there's always state police. So, like Bonaji said, this state police is one of the components of a federal system of government. Understand? So I support state police because it will help to reduce the insecurity in the country.
Okay.
State police will help to reduce insecurity in the country, but due process must be followed. Understand?
So you think they should take it one after the other?
Due process must be followed in this bringing into being state police. Understand? We shouldn't rush it. Because I'm a student of history. In 2014. Jonathan organized confab. Understand? Jonathan organized confab and brought out a framework for a better Nigeria. APC saw it, said that APC, which was in the opposition there, said that this is it is too near to the election. Understand me? That was what APC said then. That it is too near to the election. That Jonathan wants to use it to score cheap political points. So I support state police, but the due process must be followed. It is not what we will achieve in 1 month or two. Understand me? It is not what we are going to achieve in 1 month or two, unless Tinubu want to use it because right now he has about 33 governors. Understand?
Yeah.
But who have no political weight. Understand me? Who have no political weight, unless he want to use this state police so that the governors will now use it to manipulate the process in 2027. So state police is good, but due process must be followed. Understand me? So I agree with what ADC said, that this pushing will make us that to make a serious mistake. There must be no pushing in state police. State police is important, but due process must be followed.
All right, there's a question here, and of course, I also want to ask this question: is that if President Tinubu were genuinely committed to state police, why did it take his administration almost until the end of its tenure to begin rushing through a constitutional amendment?
That's what makes it suspicious. That is what makes it suspicious, because when Tinubu was sworn in May 2023, I had expected him that is to make one announcement. We are going to restructure this country. Understand? And that restructuring would have included the state police. And if we had started then in 2023, by now we would have gotten over it. Because Tinubu went to court 14 times for restructuring. That we need to restructure this country. He went to court 14 times. Understand? That PDP government don't want the country to be restructured. Now he became president, he forget about it. That's what we call now. When people are in the opposition, they criticize. But when they get into power, they begin to do worse than what they were criticizing. So that's exactly what we are seeing now. Imagine somebody who went to court over restructuring, now become president, forget about what he went there to court for. So that shows that there's no sincerity. He was just going to court because he was in the opposition to score cheap political points. But now the ball is in your court and you forget about it. Understand? So state police is good because, one, like I said, it will help to reduce and not that it will be the solution to insecurity.
All right. If you're just joining us, this is Recap here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and we're taking a look at stories that made headline during the week. Yes, we've discussed 2 stories this evening, of which the first one says leadership is about accountability, not hauling insult, Obi told the presidency. The second story we analyzed this evening says Tinubu State Police Bill is not the solution to insecurity. The ADC made this statement. So moving down to the third story this evening, don't forget by 5 o'clock I'm going to be opening the studio line so you all can join in the conversation and share your thoughts with us right here. Alright, the third story we're going to be looking at this evening says, I warned Nigerians in 2014 about Buhari. Things now worse under Tinubu. The former CAN president, Orisa Jaffor, made this statement. Former president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Pastor Ayo Orisa Jaffor, has described the administration of late former President Muhammadu Buhari as a mess, insisting that he foresaw the government's failures long before he assumed office in 2015. Now, Orisa Jaffor also said Nigeria's situation has deteriorated further under President Bola Tinubu, lamenting what he described as worsening conditions in the country. The former national president of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, made this remark on Monday during an appearance where he explained why he largely stayed away from active commentary on national issues in recent years. Now, according to him, he had warned Nigerians ahead of 2015 general elections about the direction the country was headed if Buhari emerged president. Now, he said, I intentionally stayed away. Why? Because in 2014, I tried to warn this nation of the direction it was going. When the Buhari government was getting ready to come in, I knew that it was going to be a mess. From there, I don't know what to call where we are now, but it has grown worse. Now, the cleric said the current state of the nation has compelled him to speak out again, stressing that leaders must be held accountable for the challenges confronting Nigerians. Doctor, your thoughts on this story?
Well, if I know that this topic will come up, I will have, that's 2014. I had that's a book of about 50 pages. I will have brought it here. I titled it Jonathan versus Buhari. Understand? I spent 10 million naira and published 30,000 copies of that book.
Wow.
Jonathan versus I will bring it next Saturday. I will bring it next Saturday. I titled it Jonathan versus Buhari, Why Nigerians Must Reject Buhari. I spent 10,000 naira and published 30,000 copies of it, so that they will be giving it that to people during the campaign in that 2024. 2014, 2015. Understand? And they use it mostly in South states. South, Lagos, South, and Southeast. Understand? So in that, I want Nigerians that Tinubu and Buhari was coming to do two things. Revenge on those who offended him, which he did. Understand me? Which he did, because Dasuki was Sambo Dasuki, the national security advisor under Buhari, under Jonathan, was the person that arrested him in 1985. Understand me? During the military coup.
Cool, yeah.
So Sambo Dasuki was the person that arrested him, and that's one thing I said that he's coming to do. Number two, I said that Buhari is coming to Islamize Nigeria. Understand me? So this thing that is happening in most parts that's of the country, understand? I predicted them that in that little book. I also said that this man does not know anything about the economy. I said that this man does not know anything about the economy. I said that Buhari has never had presence in anywhere he is. And on this station, I say, when Buhari was alive, I say, if you ask Buhari to write about his tenure in office, he cannot, because he did not have a presence of mind. I said it on this program before he died. Understand? And I gave instances that when Buhari was the head of state, between 1st of January 1984 to August 1985, it was Tunde Idiabo that was running the government. Understand me? It was Tunde Idiabo that was running the government. When Abacha formed increased fuel, understand?
Yeah.
And formed the PTF, Petroleum Trust Fund, and they made Buhari the chairman of PTF. Buhari hired a consulting firm to run PTF. It was not Buhari that ran a PTF. It was a consulting firm. That was why, at that time, 25 billion missed in PTF. Buhari said that he is not aware. Understand me? He said that he's not aware that 25 billion naira was missing in PTF. And sincerely, I know that he is not aware. Understand? So even when Aisha said that cabals have hijacked her husband's government, it was nothing new to me. I said it in that book. Understand? So what Orisa Jaffa that is saying is saying now is what I have put in a book in 2014. I published 30,000 copies of that and was given to PDP people for campaign why they must reject Buhari, because I should be in Ndastare when Buhari took over. That's in 1984. The first thing he did was to change the currency. That time, 20 naira was the highest denomination in the country. So Buhari, the first thing he did was to change the currency, and the people were queuing in the bank just to receive their 20 naira. People were being given 20 naira each. People were dying. According to him, politicians stole a lot of money, so he need to make that money useless. Understand me? Politicians stole a lot of money. He has to make that money useless. So understand? So that's why he had that to change the currency at that time. And those politicians that were put in prison, most of them died poor. Ambrose Sande, the governor of Bendel State then, Professor Ambrose Sande, did not even build his own house. Understand? Sam Ombakwe, the governor of Imo State, was in prison with his own wife. Understand? Then the governor of Ondo State, Adekunle Ajashi, died as a very poor man. Understand me? So he just suffered Nigerians for no just cause. And this man came on board. He put Shehu Shagari, the president, in house arrest. Now carried his deputy and equipment and put him in prison. Understand?
Yeah.
Now, the person that's on the steering wheel was put in house arrest, or the conductor was put in prison. Understand? So I saw all these things, and I wondered about it in that book.
All right, Doctor, if Orisa Jaffa warned about Buhari and we got to Tinubu right now, what do you think his prescription is now? What solution do you think?
Well, we are still there in the same bus. We have not changed the driver yet. That's why things are. What we have now is a Buhari Tinubu regime, because Tinubu say he succeeded himself, that he was part of Buhari's government. So what we have now is a Buhari Tinubu regime. We have not changed the driver yet. That's why things will continue to get worse in the country until we change the driver.
He said, I hold a grudge against them because they hold strongly to their faith. I hold a grudge against them because they are ready to take their faith to any level, and that includes planning for people to be killed, for people to die. He said, Doctor, why do you think he made this statement? Because he was saying, he was trying to say here that the term he used here was a jihadist. He said a jihadist is an extremist, and you don't have to be a jihadist with your pen. You can be a jihadist in so many ways. It's not just those who carry a gun.
The issue is this: a lot of politicians are very, very desperate. Understand? And they can do anything. So that's what he is saying. Understand? a lot of politicians are desperate, especially those who don't have any other address than politics. Understand? They are useless outside politics because they don't have any other means of livelihood.
All right.
That's they call them professional politicians. Ordinarily, politics is not supposed to be a profession. It's supposed to be call for service. But in Nigeria, it is a profession. And to be in that profession, they are ready to do anything to remain there because without it, they have nothing else.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Recap here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and we are taking a look at stories that made headline during the week. Yes, we've discussed 3 stories this evening. I'll move into the fourth one, but before that, I'm going to be reading the ones we discussed first for those just joining us. The first story we looked at says leadership is about accountability, not hauling insult. Obi told the presidency. The second story we analyzed says Tinubu's state police bill is not the solution to insecurity. ADC made this statement. The third story says I warned Nigerians in 2014 about Buhari. Things are now worse under Tinubu. The former CA and president Orisa Jafo made this statement. We're moving down to the fourth story this evening. Don't forget by 5 o'clock I'm going to be opening the studio line so you all can join in the conversation and share your thoughts right here with us. The next story we're going to be looking at says, I don't see the hunger Nigerians are complaining about. Bayo Onanuga made this statement. Now, the presidential aide, Bayo Onanuga, has stirred massive reactions online after stating that he does not see the level of hunger many Nigerians complain about, despite the current economic situation in the country. Now, speaking during a recent interview, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on information and strategy argued that the Tinubu administration has delivered significant achievements that should not be ignored. According to him, several policies and projects introduced by the government have improved opportunities for Nigerians. Eyes of Lagos report. Now, Onanuga pointed to the ongoing Coastal Road project, the introduction of student loan schemes, and the increase in the national minimum wage as evidence that the government is making progress. He maintained that the administration has increased the minimum wage by more than 100% and expanded the access to education financing for students. Now, his comments have, however, generated heated debate on social media, with many Nigerians insisting that the rising cost of food, transportation, rent, and basic necessities tells a different story. While supporters of the government argue that reforms take time to produce results, critics insist that many families are struggling to survive amid inflation and economic hardship. Doctor, your thought on this story? I don't see the hunger Nigerians are complaining about.
One, he is right. He's not seeing it because in Aso Rock, understand, he eats free food. He doesn't buy fuel with his own money.
But does it mean he doesn't go outside?
Excuse me. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that there's no way he can see it, understand? Because in Aso Rock, he eats free food. He doesn't buy fuel. He doesn't buy diesel. They have a sonar in Aso Rock. He doesn't recharge his meter. Understand me? So there's no way he can see the level of hunger in the country, because where he is, there's no understand? People are not hungry where they are. So he is right. Understand? He is right that he did not see it. Understand? But this is a height of insensitivity. Understand? This is a height of insensitivity. It is a reckless statement. Understand? It is that if Nigeria are really like the other people from the other parts of the world, they would troop out to the street immediately hearing that statement. Understand? They will march out to the street after here because this is an insult on Nigerians. Understand? You are just making empty complaints. You are just making you are not. It is the same Tinubu aide. I don't know his name that said that 10,000 naira would do for families of Nigeria for some days. 10,000. So where they are, they're eating free food. Understand me? They are not buying fuel. They are not buying diesel. They are not recharging their meter and so on and so forth.
Now, Dr. Nigerians trooping out for protest. Their life isn't should I say their life is gonna be in should I call it danger or what? Because I think that's the main reason why they don't come out to protest in this kind of statement that are being made.
The issue is this, the Prime Minister of UK resigned because the economy of UK is getting worse. That is why he resigned, that the economy of UK is getting worse. But this guy is telling you to your face that you are not hungry. Understand me? That you are just pretending to be hungry, that he's not seeing it. If you read that story down, he said that he went to Ijabode and see a third road. Ijabode people are not complaining because of they have a concrete road. So concrete road has now transformed to food. Concrete road has now reduced the cost of transport. Concrete road is now buying things in the market. Understand? So when some people say something, you could and be imagining what is going on upstairs.
Now, Doctor, about the minimum wage that is now increased by more than 100%.
The issue is this: Nigeria workers were better off when they were earning 30,000 naira than now. Understand me? Nigeria workers were better off when they were earning 30,000 naira than now. Understand? Because then that 30,000 naira can buy them a minimum. That's a minimum of 2 bags of rice. Understand me? That 30,000 naira then can buy them a minimum of 2 bags of rice. Understand? So the 70,000 naira inflation has made that money up. But this guy is removed from everyday reality of Nigerians. For me, it's not that he is removed. He is mocking us. He is mocking us that he don't even see the level of hunger we are complaining about. And still, his party was throwing bread at people.
Because I wanted to ask, the hunger he's defining, is there a different hunger that has been defined by the government and the citizens? Like, are there different hungers?
For me, there's only what you're talking about is your stomach. Understand me? It's your stomach that you are eating well, you are feeling well. That the coastal road has bring down the cost of transport.
Transportation.
Maybe from my 2 to Oshodi, coastal road has reduced transport. From Oshodi to Agege or Ikorodu, coastal road has reduced transport. If the Prime Minister of UK make that statement, he is going that very day. If the Prime Minister of UK make that statement, he is going that very day. Britons will not go back to their house until that Prime Minister resigns. But in Nigeria, there's one good thing about us. When you push us to the wall, we don't bounce back. We would rather push down that wall and continue as if nothing happened. Understand me? That's one of the characters of Nigerians. When you push us to the wall, we don't bounce back. Understand? Instead of bouncing, we just push down that wall and continue as if on this wall. So that's why they are saying all these things and still getting away with it.
All right, Doctor, does living in Abuja as a rock bubble affect perception versus the Lagos reality?
One, Aso Rock has a sonda. Understand me? 24 hours electricity. In the guest house, they are killing cows on a daily party every day. Understand me? So there's constant electricity, there's food to eat, there's a depot for fuel, and so you don't know what's happening outside that gate. If you had read Buddha in his early days, understand? That's exactly how Aso Rock is. Understand me? So people should go and read about Buddha before he turned 21. His people did not even allow him to know that there's poor people. That people die, that people fall sick. Understand? When people die in the pandas, they will secretly go and bury that person. Understand? They make sure that he doesn't see beggars or poor people. Understand me? Until when he became 21, he jumped out of the fence. Understand? And they now see the opposite of the where he has been for the past 21 years. Understand me?
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Recap here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and we are taking a look at stories that made headline during the week. Yes, we've discussed 4 stories this evening. Of course, I'm going to be reading them out for those just joining us. The first story we looked at says, leadership is about accountability, not hauling insults, Obi told the presidency. The second story says, Tinubu State Police Bill is not the solution to insecurity. The ADC made this statement. The third story we looked at says, I warned Nigerians in 2014 about Buhari. Things are now worse under Tinubu. Former CAN President Orisa Jafo made this statement. The fourth story we looked at says, I don't see the hunger Nigerians are complaining about. Bayo Onanuga made this statement. Now, when I open the studio line by 5 o'clock, I want to hear your thoughts. Yes, you can share your thoughts right here with us in the studio. For now, let your messages keep coming in. Please, no calling for now. No calling for now. We're moving down to the final story this evening before I open the studio line. And it says, federal government is doing everything to stop me from contesting in 2027. Not me. Peter Obi made this statement. Presidential candidate of the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC), Peter Obi, has alleged that elements within the federal government are working to prevent him from appearing on the ballot for the 2027 presidential election. Obi made this claim on Friday while speaking at a leadership program. He claimed that efforts were underway to block his participation in the next general election. The former Anambra State governor said he remained undeterred. He said, if you know what they are doing to ensure that I'm not on the ballot in 2027, you'll be surprised. The Nigerian government is doing everything to ensure that I do not contest in this election, but I'm not looking at the obstacles, but at the destination. I'm rather focused on the fruitfulness of the destination, and that is what keeps me going. He also challenged all prospective presidential candidates, including President Bola Tinubu, to a public debate on their plans for the country. He said, I challenge any of those contesting to a debate to say what they want to do for this country, including President Bola Tinubu. I'm not saying it to make you happy, but to change Nigeria and make it work. Doctor, your thoughts on this story?
Well, you say that he alleged. Understand me? Well, the journalists that wrote that want to be safe. Understand me? There's no allegation there. What will be? There are plans to stop Obi. They are doing everything to stop Obi because Obi is their main threat in the 2027 election. Understand? Now let us take the issue of this court decision to the register ADC, NDC. Understand?
Yeah.
One, that PMP. Understand? One is not even a political party, and it's not even making any effort to contest in this 2027 election. Understand? So this is and they are nowhere right from time. Understand? So these people went to court to say they register NDC. They are not even a political party. And the same court has given a ruling directing INEC to register NDC. And a court does not return to a case that it has washed its hand. It doesn't happen. Understand me? So the judge that gave that judgment erred. Understand me? Because this court has finished with that matter. Understand? A court doesn't revisit a case that it has given a ruling. If you want that ruling to be vacated, what you should do is to go to a higher court. Understand me? So PMB going to that same court again is very, very wrong. And the judge going back to a case that he has given ruling on is also very, very bad. But these are the attempts being made, understand, to make sure that the P2B did not contest. Why? APC government know that they have failed in delivering on their campaign promises. Therefore, in a free, fair election, Nigerians will reject them. That's number one. They know that they have failed in delivering on their campaign promises. So they know that in a free, fair election, Nigerians will reject them. Number two, what they are doing is a vote of no confidence on their governors. Now you have 33 governors, understand me? And you are still afraid of free, fair election, which means you know that those governors don't have the capacity to deliver their own states. I have said on this program that that governors doesn't control anybody. No governor in the country directly controls more than 1,000 people. No governor in the country directly controls more than 1,000 people. Understand? So Tinubu has realized that all the promises will give Tinubu 5 million votes from this state. Will give Tinubu 10 million votes from this state. That is not true. Understand me? That's why they are now working to make sure that that those in those positions will not contest. Because if Tinubu believe really in those governors, that those governors will deliver those states, what is happening now would not have been happening. So it's a vote of no confidence on those governors. So he has now agreed with me that those governors have no capacity for anything.
But then, Doctor, does the Constitution allow federal government to stop anyone from contesting?
We are under a government of impunity. Understand? If we are to go to the Bible says when things that were not happening before start happening, you know that it is the end. It's end time. So this is a government of end time, because what were not happening before are now happening. Understand me? What were not happening before are now happening. Understand? In 2004, AD is the only party in only a state in Southwest, Lagos State. AD, which was Tinubu's party, PDP swept all the other 5 states in the Southwest. But Obasanjo did not say that AD did not score 25%. Let us register it. Understand me? Even AC as a party was not making that 25%. Obasanjo did not say, let us the register it. Jonathan, as a president, did not say, let us deregister APC when it was formed. Understand me? Even under Buhari, no party, what we are seeing now, we are not seeing it. But this is a government that simply know that they have failed in delivering their campaign promises and will be rejected in a free, fair election. So let Tinubu be the only candidate. Understand? So so when P2B said that they are after him to make sure that he does not contest, these politicians are conducting secret opinion polls, and in all those polls, P2B is leading among the youths. P2B is the candidate of the youths, and the youths make up more than 60% of the Nigerian population. They know this, so that's why they are afraid of P2B being on the ballot.
Doctor, what do you have to say about this? Him challenging any of those contesting to a debate to say what they want to do for this country.
They cannot come. Understand me? They cannot come because some people cannot sustain a thought for 2 minutes. Understand me? Some people cannot sustain a line of thought or an argument for 2 minutes. So it is not everybody that will agree to a debate, especially when you know that that your brain has been scrambled. Understand? You know, when you run out of this thing in DSTV, you'll be seeing that your channels have been scrambled, which means it has become empty. So some of these politicians have a scrambled brain. So when you call them for a debate, they will not want to show up. That was why Buhari never showed up for any for anyone.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is Recap here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Yes, we're done with our analysis this evening. It is time to open the studio line. But before I do that, I'm going to read out the news headlines once again for those just joining us. The first story we looked at this evening says leadership is about accountability, not hauling insults. Obi told the presidency. The second story we looked at this evening says Tinubu State Police Bill is not the solution to insecurity. ADC said this. The third story we looked at this evening says I warned Nigerians in 2014 about Buhari. Things now worse under Tinubu. Former CAN President Orisa Jafo made this statement. The fourth story we looked at this evening says, I don't see the hunger Nigerians are complaining about. Bayo Ononoga said this. And the final story we looked at this evening says, federal government is doing everything to stop me from contesting in 2027, and Peter Obi made this statement. Yes, it is time to open the studio line so you all can join in the conversation and share your thoughts with us right here in the studio. Let your messages keep coming in. Yes, let your messages keep coming in. First come, first served, as usual. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903, or you can call us via WhatsApp or send us some messages via WhatsApp with the number 0817 175 6338. I repeat, 0817 175 6338, and the studio line to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening to my first caller.
Oh, this is Obi calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, sir. Go ahead.
You are truly faithful today for picking my call. If I'm not sick, I agree to.
Thank you so much, Agobi.
Yes, my brother. You see, sincerely speaking, what has not been happening in the world is not happening in Nigeria all through. They're just making making Nigerians look as if we are just empty. It's unfortunate. Anyway, I'm not surprised. You see, the Bayo that is calling us hungry people. I don't know whether he's up to 70 years, but the way he's talking, he's looking as if he's hungry himself. Sincerely speaking, I sympathize with him. Sincerely speaking, the way he talks like if he's 90 years old.
He's saying that he's not seeing the hunger that people are complaining about, the Nigerians are complaining about.
Yes, we understand him very, very well. We understand what he's saying. And for P2B, NJC, we are waiting for NJC to see what NJC will do to Peter Lifo and this other judge. Now, I don't know his name. I don't know where somebody will judge a case and you are still calling back the same. I don't even see the reason why this judgment should be held. So it's really, I'm ashamed of our judiciary. How can you? They say unless there is error in a clerical error or something that will make somebody, in a judgment that he has passed, to go into it again, to begin to look for another, to bring another judgment. I think the people that are concerned should have gone higher. They should have gone to appeal. Even elementary law students, they know these things. And in this country, we are turned to, I don't know what we have turned to. Tell Anosika to define what Nigeria has turned to for me to understand, please. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. Doctor, he said you should define it for him. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Faithfulness.
Yes, good evening. Your name and location?
I greet you.
I greet you too.
This is Okangolina.
Welcome, sir.
And I want to react to what the spokesperson of the president said.
Okay.
Oftentimes I don't even know his name. What's his name, sir?
Bayo Onanuga.
Okay, that man. He mentioned a lot of things. He said they have done the coastal road. What I will ask him is that coastal road you are talking about, how many companies bidded for it? Or you just awarded yourself coastal road for 17 trillion. And you now come around and you are clapping for yourself. Is that not corruption on its own? He went again and said that they are giving people NEL fund.
Yeah.
What is NEL fund? NEL fund is just you are borrowing money. Students are borrowing money to be able to pay their school fees and stuff like that. Now, if I want to ask him, how many students, what's the percentage of Nigerians that have accessed that NEL fund? If you check the student population, it's not up to 5% of the whole Nigerian students that you gave the NEL fund, and it's even a loan. If you wanted education to improve, why can't you initiate policies that will cut across all the social strata? If you want to reduce school fees, because the NEL fund you are giving people now, before you came to power, people were paying less school fees. Now people cannot even afford it, and then you now say you are giving them NEL fund. I think it's just a joke. These people, they're just playing with our intelligence. And then the last thing that these your people did, your APC people did, the hand is very, very clear. The hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob. You have already decided on a case. And I want to reply the last caller that say that he's wondering why that judge did that. My brother, if they carry one big sack of money and give you in this Nigeria now that you should do something, you have to be a very, very strong-willed person not to accept that this is so. The corruption that is in the judiciary is what we are seeing now. Even themselves, they want to tell the Supreme Court judge. He said it. He said that the judiciary is corrupt. And then Jonathan said, inside this government, there's a highly placed official that is deciding the outcome of elections. So what are we even wasting time with that? My sister, take care, Bagdale.
Thank you very much for calling in. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Shola. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yes. My name is Shola. I'm calling from Ibadan.
All right, go
I
ahead.
greet your guest. Please, who's your guest on the that you have today?
Is Dr. Peter Nosike.
Okay, Dr. Peter Anosike. Yes. You know, I always try to remember his name. Well done, sir.
Thank you so
You are
much.
doing a good job. You know, see, let me start from the statements, the rhetorics from this government officials, starting from Bayo Onunuga. You know, these are people that are showing a high level of insensitivity to the plight of the people. And sometimes I wonder, just like Mr. Ruben Abati said, you know, he was also in government, he was a spokesman under Jonathan. He said something then, he said there's a particular spirit in Aso Rock, you know, that maybe blocks them from what is right or something. They might have the mind of doing right. Because I don't understand. Somebody like Bayo Ononuga was a well-respected journalist, you know, and hearing all these kind of things from them, it shows that something is actually wrong. And, you know, just opposing it with even the statements of most of them, our presidents, they show they don't care. Look at the recent one of the first lady. They should go and be frying akara. You know, these are walls of insensitivity. It's not as if we are talking down on people that fry akara. Of course, there are people that I know of many families that they were being brought up, some children, through the process of this sales of akara. You understand? But it's not for you to start telling them. You see, what the government needs to do is to create an enabling environment. And the people will be able to take care of themselves. Not talking down on people every time. And another thing, I will round up now, you know, because there's a point I want to bring out of all of this. There's a saying that the people deserve the kind of government that they have. It seems we Nigerians, we deserve this kind of people. And it means that even most of us, because if you look at how Nigerians, you know, are collecting money during election, look at the woman of Ekiti. There are many of them like that. And the same thing will play out in 2027, whether we like it or not. But my point here is that if we can continue to tolerate such things from our leaders, then that means we deserve them. Look at what is coming out from the High Court now. You know, what do they call it? Invalidating NDC. It shows that the powers that be behind the president, you understand, people that are working for him, they are adamant on making sure that there is no opposition, and which means that they are telling us that by fire by force, and that's what we hear that their supporters saying, that either we like it or not. So does it mean that the people that are goodwill, it doesn't mean that we are not as many as those that are evil in this country? If actually we have good people, and there are more than the bad people in this country, let the good people come out of their docility and fear, and make sure, the Bible says righteousness exalted the nation. You understand? Let us, the people that do well, let them come together and, you know, do what and make sure those that are not doing right.
All right,
that is just my challenge for people of Nigeria. Thank you very much
for calling
giving me
in. Thank you so much for calling in, Shola. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Please let our languages be civil. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Welcome. Your name and location.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
We can hear you. Go ahead. Your name and location.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Go on.
Call us back. I think
Hello.
he can't hear us. Yes. Do well to call us back. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Obina calling from it.
All right, go ahead, Obina.
So, for Bayo, in fact, you're supposed to know that many poor people in Nigeria are hungry. If it's feeding well, by borrowing money and paying them salary since APC government in 2015, they have been borrowing. So, that's what many people are passing through today in Nigeria. People that are collecting 100,000 naira as a salary, they can't use the 100,000 naira to pay to feed per month, talkless of house rent and transport and other bills. So they are living fine. They don't know that many Nigerians are dying for hunger. That's my own opinion.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you very much for calling in. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. You can also send us some messages via WhatsApp with the number 08171756338. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. Your name and location.
This is John Legend calling from Mushi.
Go ahead, sir.
My son Osike, good evening.
Long time, John Legend.
A quick one, please. You see when somebody is talking with I don't know how to say it, but if I may ask, how much was fuel before Tinubu became a president? How much was a bag of rice? How much was transportation? How much was a room self-care apartment before he became a president? If somebody can use his, I don't want to insult anybody here.
Please
because
don't.
I know what I'm facing through. I know what I'm facing in Nigeria currently now. How much was a liter of fuel then? When somebody open mouth and say a stupid thing that Tinubu, his leadership,
Please,
Nigeria,
language. What's your language, sir?
let him stop making that kind of, I don't know how to say it because I am getting pissed off here. I'm getting angry here. When somebody see Nigeria was doing well, when Babangida was the president, he built roads, he built bridges, he made the economy well. I mean, Babangida, as a military president, he made things work for people. He created states, he created governors, he done a lot of things, bigger things. Then, now this man said that we are in democracy. Democracy that, since this democracy, we have not seen any good tangible thing the democracy have brought to us. Now it is Tinubu. He have destroyed Nigeria beyond repair to the extent that people now is about to eat their flesh and eat their blood as a breakfast. If I curse them with this kind of stupid thing that are coming out from their mouth, them and their family will definitely suffer for it.
Thank you very much, sir, for calling in. Thank you. Please let us watch our language. In as much as you are angry, please. This is National Radio. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Your name and location.
My name is Mark. Right. Good evening to Doctor.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, faithfulness. I have listened to your callers, the critics of the government, the attackers of the government, and give them time to talk. They landed on their points, right? I hope you will give me the same treatment and not cut me off.
Go ahead and give your thoughts.
Thank you very much. So let me start from the state police. First of all, the Lagos-Calabar Road was legally awarded. It was duly awarded by FEC, and then there was no objection by BPP on that project. Do you understand? So nobody should come here and misinform the public that it wasn't awarded duly. That is the first thing. Then again,
It shouldn't annoy me.
All right, so I'm very sorry, Mark. I'm very sorry I have to do this right
Excuse me. Don't apologize. He's coming to deceive the people. That coastal road, there was no bidding. There was no bidding. Understand me? There was no bidding. It was handed over to that Lebanese man. Understand me? There was no iota of bidding. It didn't follow due process. You go on.
All right. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
What's going on? Let me land on my points now.
Call that call.
Today. Okay. Oh my God. Let me take a little of the WhatsApp messages. Good afternoon. We have a lot of scavengers on the Tire Wako Eleja Road of Mushin crossing the bridge to the other side of Sele Expressway. Please, let us ponder on the insecurities around us. We also have a lot of Okada around in and out of the streets there. All right. Please do write your name and your location when you send your message. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Faithfulness.
Good evening. Welcome. Your name and location.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Peter, good evening, sir.
Thank you so much.
It's kind of calling for United States of Ocean.
Go ahead, Vivian Love.
Okay, I want to talk concerning the one you said, Mr. Peter said they are making it. They don't want him to be on the ballot board. It's true now. And remember, we are saying that this APC, they want to turn everything to one political party. They don't want other parties. And that is what they are doing. Even when they remove this ADC, other party, I was like, this one that they did not remove NDC. Not knowing that they know what they are doing. They are just doing their thing gradually, just removing parties. Okay, look at where they put Showore. A man that said, I will send you there, go there and scatter it. And he's walking freely. Someone that's throw back on you now. He went and arrested the person. Not just that, destroying other parties, making sure that it's only APC that we have in this context. Peter Obi is right now. What he said, he's right. If not even he's right, we all know it. That is their plan. That's just what I want to say. God bless you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling in. Vivian Love, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Your name and location.
Okay, you can call me Goodman. Calling from nearby area.
All right, good man. Go ahead.
Good evening, doctor.
Thank you so much.
Yes, well done for the honesty. You know, my problem is Nigerians, I don't know what we are about in this country. People are not united. People don't have one voice, one mind. They are too emotional, some people. Even when you call out things that are not good in the country, you see some coming to do like you are saying something that is not correct. I think they are trying to make case for some people who are making the country, go bad and bad and bad. I don't know what I would say now. They will say somebody is using harsh words. You understand? Faithfulness.
Yeah, I understand. Please don't use any harsh words.
We Nigerians are not coordinated. They are not just deep in life matters. All Nigerians know how to do is just to procreate. You know, bring a lot of people to the world. That's all. They don't think deep. How can we have such a big country and people are not enjoying it? Instead, they are just, I think you're in hellfire. Only a few. Look at what the so-called Bayanologa is saying. Doctor, this will tell you that some people are not genuine. It's just because they've not gotten the chance to be in government. This Bayanologa, I used to hear that there was an editor or something like that back in the days who writes papers and all that.
Yes, the news, the news magazine and the PM News. He's the owner.
Yes, but now he has found himself in the government office. He has not changed to something else. Adibili is not there now. He would have been saying, he has been giving his own talk, complain. Now that he's there, look at what's coming out of his mouth. He doesn't care about people who are struggling to survive. He's saying he doesn't see the suffering that people are complaining.
All right, thank you very much for your thoughts. I think I lost that call. Thank you so much for calling in, and please let us mind our language. Please, he's not so called. Please. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, my name is Chiso. I'm calling from Okota.
All right, go ahead, Chus.
Let me tell you my opinion. See, it's 2023. I decide that Tinubu will not give us anything. 2023, yes, I decided. The day where I decided, and when they bring the Muslim ticket, and they go gather all these fake bishop and the fake all these things to come and agree that the Christian accept the Muslim ticket. After much more, they promise them money. After much more, they don't give them the money they promise them. Now that day I tell my friend, Yoruba man, I tell Yoruba guy that day I say that day you will give us a better thing in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian man. I grow for Nigeria. They born me for Nigeria. I grow. And I'm an Igbo man. Nobody, there's any way will you deceive me for this life. Which language you want you to deceive me as a like a big woman? Why I did? You say which language you want to deceive me? When God, that is the gift where God give us. Which language you want to deceive us? Which you want to see? Which you talk or which way you want to deceive us? We are struggling to survive for this evil for our life. We are struggling. Now make we want to have sheep. You know, say I want to pray maybe to go enter 2027. It's all these people they talk. They go so far. Igbo, God bless Igbo. Igbo they make money, they chop, they drink, they eat, they flesh, they pay half. If we have to become 10 million, they will pay it.
All right.
They will talk. When you see all this way they support to go make it enter 2027. You go enter. Let us do. Let us scatter it. Let us do everything. Let Nigeria to scatter everything. So I'm not happy for all this kind of rubbish thing where the people will come outside. First where they never pay the food, the way they say for family heart.
All right.
So come that out to the way doing well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. But let us not scatter everything. Let us make things better. Thank you very much.
Yes, I said I wish you just invite this the man that was just trying to tell us of the Tinubu achievement. You see, let him come to the studio because at times if he believe that what Anosike is doing there is just very easy. Let him come so that people call him and ask him questions. Give him at least let him tell people what Tinubu has achieved. I wish you can do that maybe one day. The campaign and let you do that. So faithfulness.
Yeah.
You know, Nigerians are complaining. I can't hear you, but let me try. No problem. Let me try.
Okay.
Nigerians complain a lot. You see, when I concluded that Tinubu cannot do anything, give him even 20 years, he cannot do anything. I think that was I started with Buhari. That was when Buhari entered this thing, claimed that he won the election. Entered for how many months? Tinubu, this guy have not called even a minister. But what they are doing then was people going to court, taking one guy that called they named his dog as Buhari. Every time they took the guy to court, that he would tell him why he named this thing Buhari. They said what they are doing. Every time in a paper they appear that this guy, I don't know what I consider that these people cannot do anything. And this guy, for that 4 years, he did not. And this guy did not let him destroy the government. That this thing, Saraki and the Dino Melai, all this, they are grouped in. But when they are trying to pay Buhari that is because that just 4 years is not also enough. Until they might find a way to remove Saraki and all this to make sure they don't come back. That was when they had this thing. Brought Lawal. That's how they destroyed Nigeria. This guy that's supposed to be in prison. Then Tinubu, back to Tinubu. Tinubu entered. When I found out that this cannot do anything, was instead of focus on this thing. This guy every time he went to this in Brazil, India, that they want to bring billions of this thing to investment to Nigeria. At the end of it, nothing. They said he went to why this thing going to court with that the guy that this forges the result, this Mesoma. One of the Senate that is doing that nonsense, all of them forge their result. That was when I concluded. People are just, but only that if I find out it's my country, how they see us here. If you just come and say that you're Nigeria, at times if before when the internet was not this available. At times, before you try to find out but now everybody has a sunset. Before you know it, even you'll be ashamed of telling them that we are in Nigeria. So, my dear sister, the only this thing is this. So, at times, all this, what you said. So, let me round up. What you said concerning people come to protest, they will shoot this. How to just to try to encourage people. Just don't say it on air. That is how these people made this place okay. If people come to protest, you just kill one person. Now they shut down the country. That person. But in Nigeria, hey, who died? No, who died? Don't die. Who died? Don't die. They this protest in this thing. They killed the people. People went in. That's what they keep telling. That's why that Nigeria cannot be okay because people will only be afraid. During the time of election, they see people. If I go to vote, they will maybe shoot us. That is times people should not be saying this on the air. Please, these people should not expect anything from them. The only thing is, even if the meeting will take over, let them take over. These people have, I don't know how to, like John Legend that I would like to hear. I don't want to use this in foul language, but have a great day. Don't expect something good from these people. That's all. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us right here. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Hello. I can't hear you. Do want to call us back. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Good evening, VOP, and to your guest. The truth is that nobody is afraid of Peter Obi because politically he is lighter than paper. But his followers, the obedient, have venom. Okay. Alright, the obedient believe that they can force their wishes on you through bullying and noise. If Peter Obi was forced out from PDP to LP, then to ADC and now NDC by the ruling party, was he also... Alright, Dele from Ikorodu, thank you so much for your message. Good evening, it's Adeyemi Kamara from Banana Island, Lagos. Okay, it says if in Peter Obi desperation he rushes into a party whose registration is by court order and was already under legal dispute, shows poor political judgment. Even an amateur could see the risk. Instead of facing the consequence of the cluelessness, Tinubu will be held responsible. Adeyemi, alright. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us right here. Greetings to you, Faithfulness, and to my brother, Dr. Anosike. Dr. Anosike, I partly disagree with you on what happened in Ekiti election, because what happened in Ekiti is exactly what is going to happen in the presidential election. Remember, the 800 billion naira collected from FAAC and other money borrowed is going to be used for the presidential election. So I don't see anything different coming up in the 2027 general election. On state police, governors will use it strictly against their opponent. Taking a look at what happened in Ekiti, in what ways can this be checkmated? Dr. Anosike, please help me. Daniel from Oshodi. Thank you for your message. Doctor, do you have anything to say about that?
Well, the issue is this. Like the girl that was dancing with 15,000 naira that was given that to her in Ekiti. It means that her value is 15,000 naira. 15,000 naira for 4 years. Divide it into 12 months, into 24 months, into 48 months. Understand? It is not even up to 200 naira a day. So that is her value. That's her worth. In Ghana here, they brought money and the people say no, we want a change. Understand me? Ghanaian rejected money and voted for the opposition in 2024 because the former president messed up their economy. So they don't want to use money and bribe them. They rejected it and voted for the party in the opposition. So if he feels that he is going to take money, and I'm not begging anybody. Understand me? I am not begging anybody. As I'm sitting here, let a cup of Gary or sell for 100,000 naira, I will not miss a meal. Understand? And the P2B is coming to help, and not that he needs it. Understand me? So it is them that are suffering. Those that use enough of bread and vote for the ruling party. Those that use 5,000 naira and vote for the ruling party. This is not time to beg anybody.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for holding on. Your name and location?
My name is Peter. Calling from my papa.
All right, go ahead.
Doctor, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, what I want to say, Doctor, I said that, but I want to contribute about Peter Ijawairo, because why they are attacking him is because they knew that he's the only one that qualified to help this country. You understand? And if you watch what he says and how consistent that it is, other opposition, many of them are not even come out and speak, tell the word and say the truth. Many of them are hiding. Because if you see that it's not only the opposition, but he normally come and say the truth. Understand? And that's why people APC government are tackling him. They want to stop it. They know the truth. But I pray that God will help it too, because it's not easy. God will help him.
All right. Thank you very much.
So that's what I want.
Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in. Hello, good evening.
Faithfulness.
Good evening. Welcome.
Faithfulness, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? Happy weekend.
I'm doing well. Dr. Peter Nosike, the erudite doctor of our time. Good evening, sir.
Ononoga say you are not hungry, that you are just pretending
to be hungry.
Yes.
In fact, I want to analyze him with the words repeated by Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Bayo Ononoga is one of those people who pretend to be sleeping. You know, that proverb said that such people, to be difficult to wake them up from sleep. He's pretending to be sleeping now. In fact, somebody was asking what was he doing. Doctor, we know in those days under Sani Abacha, what Dr. Bayo Ononoga was doing, is it, I made a mistake. Oh, he can never be Dr. Bayo Ononoga, beg. Mr. Bayo Ononoga, what he was doing in the 90s with his PM News that time, remember now?
Yes.
In fact, he was one of those that Abacha should have locked up. But somehow his God, made him to escape. Bayo Ononoga has been in the news for wrong thing. The other time he was in the news with what's his name? The other man, Faithfulness. What was that guy's name now? A very dark man, VDM. See, he should get himself coordinated. These are the people that are making President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to progress. And some people will call this station and want to be politically correct, instead of them to be telling the president the truth. How can he say that? Anyway, Doctor, I want to be sarcastic a little. Bayo Ononoga lives in Aso Rock, if I'm not mistaken. So he's enjoying himself. He's speaking from the angle of him enjoying and thinking that everybody's enjoying. Bayo Ononoga, stop lying to the president. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to Nigerians. How long will this last? All of these things is because you want this president to continue in power. And now that takes me to the judgment. Doctor, I'm not a lawyer, but there are some things that will make sense to a lay people like us, and some things that will not make sense. In as much as that judgment for me, I don't think it makes any sense, but I know very well that NDC will appeal it, and I know very well that that judgment will not stand. There's no way we'll have one political party contest election in this nation. NDC started their planning since 2017, and somehow they were not registered for 2019 election until they perfected everything. So let them go to court. In this studio, somebody was there the other time to clear this issue in the name of Dr. Barrister Fred Nzako. So let's wait and see. That one should not cause us sleep. We should get our PVC ready. But I want to say one thing, please. This country is not moving forward, sir. Our able president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I know you have good intentions, but these intentions, the people that are around you, they are not letting it work. So for this reason, you have tried your best. You have tried your best. So let's have another person try his own best too. There's no time. Our children cannot suffer what we have suffered in this nation. Thinking that it will be well, it has gone worse. If a kg of gas is 1,600, if a bag of rice is still sold for 70-something thousand naira now, then something is wrong. Please, sir, if you can't take us back to Lord Jonathan Ebele's time, take us back to Muhammadu Buhari's time, please. You just have 1 year to do it, or less than 1 year. Thank you very much. Good
All
evening.
right, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us here, Joval. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Good evening, crew. Willow from Lagos. I want to ask, can you compare the time of PDP economic boom? Nigeria was number one in economy. Check the living wages price of commodity. Nigerians were living decently with middle class building houses and living fine. With the middle class building houses and living fine. But from APC nightmare government, when they came into power from 2015 till now, we are number 4 in Africa. All this is due to insecurity, removal of subsidy, obnoxious policies that has made 7.2 million private, public, and small short SMEs shut down, turning the people to beggars and Amajari in the midst of plenty by taxing the daylight of Nigerians, from PSN taxes to bank taxes. Alright, they're still borrowing billions of dollars just to live the luxurious lifestyle. Wasteful, unnecessary, and unfruitful traveling. Okay, it's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Thank you so much, Willow from Lagos. I think you were changing name style, alright? VOP family, you're okay. Well done. Anyone saying he or she doesn't see any hunger in Nigeria, as people are complaining, is nothing but a sycophant who knows the truth but couldn't speak out. God knows how to disgrace such people. No matter how long they are evil lasted, this center must not hold. VP family, you're doing well and I agree with the guest. Even if the ruling party succeeded in putting the opposition party in disarray according to their initial narratives, Nigerians will not still cast their votes for this party come 2027 general election. This center must not hold. I salute you all. From all indication, it is evident that the ruling party is being intimidated by the opposition parties, and that was why they are trying so hard to frustrate the other party. That will make it difficult for them to be retained in the coming election. All I know is that the plot has failed woefully. Thank you so much, Big Sam from Ijagun, for your message. The government of today has made the noble profession of a lawyer looks nasty, confused in the hand of politicians, and they shouldn't and never think of deregistering NDC because of danger it poses in future. Alright. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Thank you so much from Coach Koto. Coach Koto, thank you so much for your message. Good afternoon, faithfulness and Dr. Nosike. According to Tinubu and APC in general reforms, APC in general reforms come with pain, and light will show at the end of the tunnel. In the tunnel now is Akara and Kulikuli we have been waiting for the past 3 years ago. What do you people expect when Tinubu was appointing his men and women to the system to make him return for second term? But God arise and trouble those that trouble Nigeria. Mayor from Ikotwegwe. Thank you so much for your message. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, welcome. Your name and location?
My name is Titus, calling from Mukafa.
Alright, go ahead, sir.
You know, by or no God. But I think if my memory can carry me back, before another thing, Nadeko time and the Abacha time, were publishing the one kind newspaper, the news. We were buying a 10 naira to 20 naira. Now, when this government comes, the APC government, when he say he's not hungry, and I asked how much was a buy or no gas before 1999, that they looted our commonwealth. With the president, they looted our Lagos state money, looted our money, and he had the mark to say people are not hungry. How much was buy or no gas before 1999? Because he entered APC and looted our commonwealth. He said that he asking people that are around there, is there any problem? Is there any problem? What content can tell you that what content tell that is a problem? Let them know what, let them continue. And if people will allow me, I agree with me. Say we just leave this government for them. Let them run this government on their run it to the all of the Atlantic Ocean. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling in, sir. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us right here in the studio. The rate of killing, banditry, kidnapping, coupled with harsh economy shows that President Tinubu has failed. He is okay. As a result of his age and health, I think he has done his best. He has achieved his life ambition of being president. Nigeria people has been pushed to the wall of hunger, insecurity, and bad governance by this present government. That's why APC is losing ground everywhere, especially in the north. And all the oppositions are aligning together to push them out of power. And the biggest opposition the APC have now is the Nigeria people, the masses. So whether the INEC chairman resign or the rigging machine, will appeal, nothing would stop their defeat. Bro Christian Onyekuluje from Amodofi, Lagos. Thank you so much for your message. I'm not Tinubu fan, but those calling for his resignation are not thinking of what will follow if he does. By constitution, Vice President Shettima takes over. Instead of Shettima or Atiku Abubakar to be president, let Tinubu be there forever. On trying Shore, because he called Tinubu, okay, I laugh because if at the end a judge passes judgment that Tinubu is not a criminal, does it change the fact that he is? It's like saying that a man is now a woman because a court judge said so. On efforts APC is making to frustrate opposition parties, they are being delusional, because with the internal crisis in APC and its monumental failure records, there will be protest votes at 2027 election. Protest votes from voters, from INEC officials, from military and police personnel, that bandits are slaughtering their colleagues from every corner. Sharing of money will fail APC in 2027. Collect the money and remove Tinubu. That's the slogan. Chidu from Ogun State. Thank you so much for your message. Good evening, faithfulness. That APC calling to mislead the people about coastal highway should be very careful, right? Tinubu, I bought 30,000 naira for yesterday and I can't see how much I've earned. Our president promised to fix electricity but went ahead to install solar. His wife now wants mocks Nigerians by telling them what we already know. Tinubu and APC should be. All right. You didn't mention your name. Thank you so much for calling in. Please, sorry for your message. Please write down your name and your location when you send in your message. Hello, good evening.
That message that they collect money and vote whosoever that you like is very wrong. Don't collect money from anybody. If you collect money, you and the person that is giving you money are also victim of the law. Don't collect money. People that are sharing money is wrong. Notice that the EFCC are not doing what they're supposed to do. That's my own opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Hello, faithfulness.
Good evening. Your name and location.
Good evening. My name is Robert. I can't hear you, but I know you are listening to me.
Okay.
But Dr. Anozike, good evening, sir. I greet you. My whole contribution is that on Onanuga, when politics pay your bill, truth becomes your enemy. You understand? So we know them. He cannot do more than Lai Mohammed. Now, where is Lai Mohammed today? So he should continue. One day, he will regret all what he's doing. The president's wife said people should fry akara. I think this same woman donated cars, vehicles to some women. I don't know which state. I know he donated cash this week or last week. So why should other people fry akara? That is the position we find ourselves. Even the billions he quoted that she's donating to people. Where does that billions come from? Is it from our pocket money or from who approved the money? From National Assembly or I don't know. Because when she came in, she said they are rich and they can't spend Nigeria. That is what she said. And she's a pastor of Redeemed Christian Church of God. So I don't know who is approving those billions, as he said. Concerning the insecurity in this country, one thing I want Nigeria to know, you saw this issue of Boko Haram, whatever. The fact that these people, they are using it to steal government money. I mean, Nigeria's resources. I'm telling you, a lot of resources are being stolen in this country. You understand? That is just the fact. So they create that thing just to enable them to steal. In some part of this country, there's another word Why we here we depend on oil? Why some people control their resources? Lastly, on the federal high court judgment, I have not seen where a judge, a federal court judge, a federal high court will give a judgment, and another federal high court will invalidate that same judgment. It's supposed to be a superior court, maybe the appeal court. You know, when even the APM that we are talking about, are they a political party? They are not a political party.
All right, sir,
Does
please round up, sir.
Anybody can just go to court and you know, bring a problem, and they will just look at it, and a judgment will be passed. APM is not a registered political party, and I'm not surprised by that judgment, because I think Wike is building houses for some of them in Abuja. Federal High Court judges, I mean, and the person that gave that judgment is also a federal court. Maybe he's looking for a house, or he has been built for, I don't know. So they should continue. I know one day God will redeem us.
Thank you so much.
We are seeing in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. UKPM resignation was driven by political failures, not economic ones. Electoral collapse scandals and stammerism due to revolts in the LP following loss in many 2027 local elections, where they lost about 1,500 council seats to Reform UK and Green Party. At the time of his departure, the UK economy was actually outperforming its G7 peers, recording the strongest quarterly growth. So attributing his resignation to a declining economy is a fallacy. All right, Tay, thank you so much for your message. Faithfulness, ask your all right. Okay. Thank you very much for that message. Correction taken. Good evening, Faithfulness and Dr. Anasike. The court ruling asking INEC to register NDC is just part of a script written down to disqualify Mr. Peter Obi from running for the presidency 2027. It's high time the opposition should come together and put their personal ambition aside and present one candidate under one party. That's the only way they can give Mr. President a run for his money. If not, they should just forget the coming election. St. Francis from Agor Palace Way, Okota. Thank you so much for your message.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Your name
and location? I
don't
know whether you are hearing. My name is Sunday from Moshi.
Okay.
What I want to contribute is that though APC say that Nigerians cannot do anything, but they have seen it. Nigeria can do more than what they're expecting. So by doing all these things they are doing now, they are just pairing Nigerians. Labour Party, they scatter Labour Party. They move on to ADC, they scatter ADC. Now they move on to NDC. So all these things is because they are afraid. Because they are afraid what Nigeria can do. So let them keep on deceiving themselves by scattering. Sabi they say the Gaban is a master of strategy. Master of strategy, but he's afraid. If he said that he's a man, let him come one-on-one. Because a champion is a man that win opponent. Let him come on board. Let compete with Nigerians. Then we know what will happen. Know whether it will be master of strategies or not matter of failure.
All right, thank you very much. Please, let's watch our language. Please, please, and please. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Faithfulness.
Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Dano Kike.
Thank you so much.
Name and location.
You have spoken well. This is Mario from Texas. You see, starting from what Peter B said, we all know that the issue is that if we look at what transpired during the military era, when this Bayon Nanuga was writing and saying all kind of things with the news and the PM News, and Tinubu was parading as the fighter of democracy, you are ashamed as a Nigerian to compare the Abacha era and now. Abacha has seemed to be an angel compared to what we have now. Abacha, who was a military man. Abacha's own was, if you wanted to push him out of that office, he would not be happy with you. But Abacha had no issue, he had no grounds against the masses. If Mr. Nseke can bear me witness. Abacha brought all those palliatives, even this transportation, this thing that could affect that palliative that he brought, this 14, this to transport companies, to reduce the cost of transportation because of fuel subsidy. All those things
PTF, ambulance. Abacha did a lot, road construction. But let anybody that is defending Tinubu tell us one particular thing that this man has achieved. That's what I'm talking about. Therefore, by another guy, did he go to school with a loan? Ask him that man, did he go to school? It's a Nelson achievement. It's a, what is it called? Ijebo Road achievement. His master has failed. So they should pack and leave that place. We don't want them. Even if they want, let them bring all the judges to come and deny their judgment. The court that gave a judgment and they said they want to exercise.
Thank you,
Them court of complete jurisdiction. Let them, we are waiting 2027, they cannot go back there again. Let them go back. They are a bunch of failures. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You, God, I beg. Faithfulness, the moment, okay. Came with kindness, Uchechukwu from Ejibo. Thank you very much for your message. Good evening, Faithfulness and Dr. Peter Nosike. Whether APC like it or not Peter Obi must be on the ballot. Leaving us from Surulere. Okay. Good evening, VOP. Needs Faithfulness and Dr. Nosike. Today, I went out to look for a room self-con in Ikorodu. Ita Oluwo. Guess what? It's 400k total package and 300k yearly. This is how an ordinary Nigerian go through. This is how an ordinary Nigerian go through under this. What ordinary Nigerians go through under this clueless government. Okay, on the First Lady call for women to fry akara and kulikuli. It's painful. All right, let's get our PVC. 2027 is not a business as usual. Chang Kwak from Ikorodu. I hope I did pronounce it well. Thank you so much for your message. Faithfulness, I greet you, Dr. Nosike. God will surely bless you and your family, sir. My name is Sunday Ozowolo. Doctor, based on your book, Before 2015 Election, Buhari is coming to Islamize this country, so Nnamdi Kanu is right. Only solution for this contraption called Nigeria is separation. All right. Thank you so much for your message. Hello, VOP Johnson from Iba. I now know that the people supporting the government are listening to the radio. Let them use the opportunity to advise the government to do the right thing, because tomorrow will write their history. Please don't support wrong. Thank you so much, Johnson from Iba, for your message. This final call and then we'll wrap it up here. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Your name and location?
The government to do the right thing, because tomorrow will write their history. Please don't support wrong. Thank you so much, Johnson from Iba, for your message. This final call.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Please, sir, do want to call us back. I think you can hear us from here. Faithfulness, I insist that money will fail APC in 2027. Money failed Tinubu in Lagos. Again, please, where is City Boy movement? We know hear of them again. Okay, thank you very much, but you didn't mention your name. Thank you for your message. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Your name and location?
Money failed Tinubu in Lagos. Again,
please, sir, just send us a message. Yes, I'm gonna read it out here. The time is almost up. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. Your name and location?
Thank you. This is engineer from Satellite Town.
All right, engineer, go ahead.
Yeah, please, based on the discussion this evening, I've been listening to it.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is that we are human beings. So, Bayo Ananuga has said what he wished to say, because he is in the corridor of power. So he wouldn't talk against his master. So he will always talk what to favor him and his master. You know, because when you are not outside there, you won't know what is going on. You don't know how he's biting people. You know, all the time, what he's enjoying there makes him feel less concerned. That's what I would say concerning that. Then to the man on top, when he was the governor of this Lagos state, for the good 8 years he ruled there, he succeeded in bringing out in the street that raised money for him to pursue his career for that 8 years. And when he's leaving, he refused to remove those boys. Until date, all those boys are still remitting money to him. It was the man that came to take the place from him.
Yeah, round up,
which is Fashola, that came to clean up all his mess. He never did anything for good 8 years. So if he cannot be able to do anything in Lagos State for 8 years, what is he going to do there?
Thank you
he
so
cannot
much.
be able to do anything.
Thank you very much, sir, for calling in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us this evening. Our time is already up. I want to appreciate everyone that called in, to those that sent in their messages, to those that are listening to us from the radio set, and to those that are watching us from YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us this evening here on Recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We wish to continuously have you here in our radio station. Doctor, thank you so much for your analysis this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. See you next week, Saturday from 4 to 6. Don't forget to stay safe and be happy.
It's about that time for this conversation.
We want to know what the public has to say.
Your voice,
First subsidies removed.
my voice.